So in your general classes freshman year, including your science classes such as Chem 115, Physics 111, Bio 115, and your GEFs, you're going to be seeing about 150 to 250 people in there. That's because we have a lot of different majors and different colleges taking those classes as well. But the nice thing about that is a lot of those classes have labs that break down into groups about 25 or 30, where you're getting that specialized attention from your graduate assistants that can help you not only with your core lab work, but they can help you with the curriculum and the lecture notes. So when we look at engineering, specifically, we see about 45 to 50 kids in a Calculus 1 class, which also has a recitation period, which breaks down to work on different practice problems. And then specifically within the Statler College, we have in our Engineering 101 and 102 classes about 50 kids as well for one professor, and they always have office hours and are willing to help you answer any of those kind of questions.
All of your engineering classes will be on Evansdale, so you don't have to worry about that. But your math, physics, chemistry, and most of your other general education classes will be downtown. However, the university does accommodate somewhat to the engineering students, so you will have some of those classes on Evansdale. There are three modes of transportation. There is the personal rapid transit, the PRT. It's kind of like a monorail, and it seats about 15 people per car. And it goes to, there's 5 stations, all 3 campuses on WVU, the main campus. And then it also takes you to downtown Morgantown, which is the primary method of transportation for WVU students. Then there are 2 bus lines. There are the city buses, the Mountain Line buses, and there are 2 bus routes that primarily go in between the 3 campuses, downtown Evansdale and Medical. And it's free to WVU students. All you need is your student ID. You do have to have your student ID though to get onto the buses. Then there are WVU buses that take you from downtown Evansdale and the medical campus. Then the last mode of transportation is walking. It's not very common because it is uphill both ways, but if you like exercise, then go for it.
For me, living in a residence hall is what helped make my freshman year so special. But there really isn't a right answer to this question. As a freshman engineer, you'll probably have classes on both the downtown and the Evansdale campus, so you're going to see a commute no matter what. However, WVU does have what we call living and learning communities, which are dorm spaces set aside for students to live in based on a shared major or some kind of similar interest. So if I were you, I would definitely look into the engineering community in Braxton Tower.
You should go out and find some club or some organization that you're really passionate about and get to meet some other students that have similar interests as you. Personally, I just finished up my 3rd year in the marching band, and this past year I was one of the drum majors as well. So not only can you take part, but you can get involved in leadership. It's a really awesome way to meet other students around campus, and it's a really great way to have some fun throughout your engineering career.
You should absolutely attend the career fair at the beginning of your freshman year. First of all, career fairs are an awesome experience to practice for job interviews that you're going to be having in the future, and much sooner than you think with interviews for internships. So Statler College provides a lot of resume reviews the week prior to the career fair, in which you just bring them your resume, and there are multiple people there to help you look through your resume and suggest changes that they know that employers are going to be looking for your resume to make it better. Now, some companies at the career fair will be looking for juniors and seniors and potentially for full-time employees, but most are definitely looking for interns. And if you start interning with a company starting your freshman year, having freshman, sophomore, and junior year summers as experience is really, really helpful to getting a full-time job, and maybe even with the company you interned with if you enjoy that enough. Also, a lot of engineering, if not most engineering internships, are paid. So if you're looking for help financially to get through college, internships are a great way to go.
It is totally okay to ask for help. Almost all freshmen are going to need it because it's a big adjustment going to college. It's not about how smart you are. There's a lot of different classes you've got to juggle. You've got to juggle your time differently. You've got to think about things in a different way. You've got to study differently, and a lot of people are going to need help adjusting to that, but that's okay. And there's a lot of people capable of helping with that. So in the Engineering Learning Center, which is a tutoring center in the engineering college, freshmen are going to become very acclimated to it because that's where a lot of them will get required study hours every week. And there's tutors on staff that are trained in all of the first year courses. They're super capable of helping, and they're able to ask help from the other tutors. And throughout all of that, you're going to get really good help on homework problems. And they oftentimes have advice on classes. They'll be able to say, oh, in this class it's good to do this, or this professor likes to grade this way. And they're just going to be able to not only be a resource in learning about the material, but also adjusting to college life as well. Another great resource is, of course, going to be your professors. So all professors are required to hold what are called office hours, where you can go in and talk to them one-on-one. And that's going to be a great place to ask for help, because sometimes in your freshman year you'll have some bigger classes. As an engineer, you won't have too many big ones, but chemistry, physics, those can go up into the hundreds of students. And it may be intimidating to ask your professor for help, but they're all totally ready to help and totally capable of doing it. And oftentimes one-on-one, you're going to get an answer you wouldn't get in the lecture. You'll be able to understand the material better. The professor will give you tips. I mean, all the professors are very receptive to students and want to help them, and a lot of them you'll be able to build personal relationships with that way. They'll be able to talk to you about anything else you're having difficulty with outside of the class. They'll be able to help you. Everyone at WVU is here to help if you look for it, and don't be shy to go out and ask for it if you need it, because you'll be able to find it perfectly.